everybody, it's Miss Chrissy from the Wellington Child Garden. How are you? I miss you. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, it's a beautiful day. I hope you get outside to play, but first, I have a story for you. This is called Bunny's Book Club. The person who wrote and illustrated Annie Silvestro, illustrated by Tatiana Weiss. Bunny loved books. Miss Chrissy loves books. He loved them ever since he first heard the lady with the red glasses reading aloud outside the library. As he listened, Bunny imagined himself climbing up mountains, captaining a ship, and ruling a kingdom. Ooh, what would you like to do if you were Bunny? But when summer ended, story time moved back inside. Bunny wasn't sure if animals were allowed to go into the library, but Bunny was sure he couldn't live without those books. Night after night, he could hardly sleep for wishing he had something to do. So, with a flashlight in his paws and hope in his heart, Bunny jumped out of bed and tiptoed through the dark. Ooh, that was pretty brave of Bunny, don't you think? Sad he's not allowed in the library, but we understand. But when he reached the library door, it was locked. So were the windows. Bunny tried digging and climbing and yanking. Nothing was working. Until he finally noticed. The book return. The shiny handle was far above his head, but it was no match for a high-hoppin', hungry for books little Bunny. Bunny leapt. He clung to the bar, flung himself over, and wiggled his cottontail through the slot. He landed inside with a thud. Oh my goodness. I hope he's okay. Bunny's eyes sparkled at the sight of the sleeves bursting with books. It was better than a field full of fresh, crunchy carrots. Ooh. Bunny didn't know where to start. He took a deep breath. It smelled as if he were wrapped inside pages of his favorite books. He followed his nose to the adventure section, where he found stories about swashbucklers, sharks, superheroes. Bunny greedily grabbed every single book. I want them all. I feel the same way. Miss Chrissy loves books. His whiskers twitched with excitement. He slipped his treasures through the book slot, one by one. Then, performing his best balancing act, Bunny wobbled home. He couldn't wait to dig in to his new books. And so Bunny returned to the library each night. He searched and he sneaked, then scurried back to read them. Soon his home was more books than he could borrow. Then one evening, a loud knock startled Bunny. He closed his book and opened the door. "Where have you been?" asked Porcupine. Reading my book." "Why?" said Porcupine. Bunny's eyes popped open. Why? He sputtered. Have you ever been to a library, Porcupine? It was the best time for Bunny to let Porcupine in on his little secret. Are you sure that this is a good idea? Said Porcupine. Calm and Quill, said Bunny. I'm too prickly. I'll never fit inside of there. Bunny pushed and shoved. Pop went the porcupine. Bunny slipped in and flipped on the flashlight. Whoa, said Porcupine. I know, said Bunny. Do you think there's a story about balloons? I've always wondered about balloons. Most definitely, said Bunny. Sure enough, Porcupine found books on balloons, and on deserts and dunes, on caterpillars and coons. Wow, great rhyming words, huh? When Bunny handed him one about hedgehogs, he hugged it. I love it. Two friends took turns cramming books out the slot. Their towers teetered so high, they could barely carry them. Back at Bunny's, they cozied up with cups of tea and carrot muffins. Together they read until sunrise. One night, Bear noticed the light on at Bunny's house. He opened the door and tripped over a stack of books. What's going on? Said Bear. Here, said Bunny, handing him a book. Bear made room and settled in to read. Now Bear, Bunny, and Porcupine were reading. Soon, more curious animals began visiting. Do you have any books about space? I love space, said the bird. Or what about, like, volcanoes? Asked Mole. I'd like a ghost story, said Mouse. I think it's time for a field trip, said Bunny. We should all go to the library. One by one, the animals stuffed themselves inside the library. Bear caused a bit of a delay because he was so very big. They scattered about, sniffing the stacks, pawing over all the pages. Squirrel gathered stories about the circus. Raccoon nabbed one about outlaws and bandits. Frog found a fairy tale. No one heard the key in the front door. No one heard the clank, clank, clanking of footsteps. No one heard the light flicker on. They were so busy in that library. Wonder who it is. What do you think? What do we have here? Said the librarian. Good thinking. I was thinking that too. The animals looked up in shock. Bunny gasped. Porcupine. Bear. Brrr. Follow me, she said. The animals marched slowly behind her. We're done for, whispered Porcupine. All librarians have rules. What are our rules? Be safe, be kind, be neat. Bunny's whiskers trembled. Porcupine's back bristled. Bears eyed the door. Bunny stepped forward to take the blame. The librarian leaned down to them. So they're all ready to say, I'm sorry, I think. The first rule is, every book lover must have one of these, she said. She handed Bunny and his friends a shiny new library card. Who has a library card? Miss Chrissy does. I hope you do. I know we're not allowed in the libraries right now, but we could probably get online and you could go to maybe YouTube or a Google page for books and have them, like we do with our Letterland, have them read the books to you, right? And I'm sure we have a lot of books at home too. but you do need a library card if you're going to go to the library. Now, you may borrow books, she said, smiling. They were so happy. As long as you return them, of course. Of course, said Bunny. Bunny couldn't believe his ears. They could keep coming to the library? Wow! He beamed as his fellow readers, and then bounced on the shelves, and he picked the perfect book, and he proudly checked out his very first official selection. I wonder what it's going to be. Bunny's Book Club. Wow. Look at how much fun they're having with their books. Books are fun. Bunny's Book Club. You can get these in the mail from that Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. They're such good books. Well, this is the end of our story with Miss Chrissy. Next week, we're going to be reading Creepy Crawlers. I ordered a book, but we'll see if it comes. If it doesn't, I have another one in mind, but I will let you know what that is when I see you next week. I miss you, and have a great day. I will see you soon. Bye.